Welcome to Prophyles. This video is an overview demo of the Prophyles platform, mobile app, and APIs.
Hi, my name is Sam Stewart, and I'm the UX/UI manager at Prophyles. Let me start with a disclaimer saying that what I'm about to show you is a demo of our prototype, a tool for me to show you the functionalities of our in-development product.
Let's start by quickly stating the problems in contact management that Prophyles is solving. The problems of contact information in address books and CRMs has been lingering for decades because they are big and difficult to solve. But let me simplify things for you and group all the problems into three main categories. The first is bad data. It shouldn't be surprising to you that most people don't create cards for their new contacts in their address books or CRM. As a result, these connections quickly fall through the cracks or drown in your inbox. If they do make a card, it usually looks like this at best. Essentially, contact information is often incorrect, inaccurate, incomplete, outdated, duplicated, fragmented, and more. The second is no connection. When you create a card for someone in your address book, and when they create a card for you in theirs, it doesn't mean that you are digitally connected. You're not. By using a centralized database on each end, we are essentially creating silos, not connections. The third is no privacy. Well, I'm not sure if you know, but your contact information is spread all over. It's visible, accessible, misused, easily abused, exploited, and monetized at your expense without your knowledge or permission. These are all huge problems. But let me show you how Prophyles solves these problems once and for all. Depending on your needs, you can view Prophyles as simply as a Rolodex, consisting of nothing but digital cards, as an address book, as a repository of resumes, as a directory of profiles, as a social network, or as a set of web pages like about.me. Now, if you click on this icon, you can get a navigation bar that you can hide again or expand by clicking. And if you're a core advanced user, you might want to expand the top menu bar by clicking this icon. Now, as I dive into the features, I want to clarify that this is an overview to introduce our many functions to you. But everything I'm about to show you has a deep dive video as well that you can check out on WeFunder, Fundable, YouTube, Vimeo, and our other social media platforms. Now let me show you how you can cleanse your current address book. You can choose from one of your current address books, and with a click of a button, we can fetch the data to strengthen and update your existing contact cards. In this case, Prophyles shows that you have 154 cards that could be cleansed, and by cleansing them, we mean getting pictures, email addresses, links, posts, etc. And here are the cards before and after. You can now ignore some of these changes, accept the changes one card at a time, or do several or all at once. Now let me show you how you can use the Prophyles mobile app when you're making a new connection. Say Lisa is meeting with Peter in person for the first time, and that they would like to exchange their contact information. Well, Lisa can choose one of her 3 cards that she created representing different personas of hers. Each persona has different parameters that define what information Peter would receive. She selects her personal card, and she sends it to Peter. Peter accepts it and then chooses his personal card to send to Lisa, and she accepts it. So now they're connected. Our demo video of the connect function goes into the different scenarios where Peter does not have a profile in Prophyles and how that connection would play out. But now let me show you what happened in the back end. In Prophyles, a user can design several digital cards, each representing a different persona. You can upload cards, select standard cards from our library, or design your own. And you can have a front and back. You can also review who you gave this particular card to. And you can change the parameters of a connection by redefining the card that you connected with. Now from here, you can select or hide fields or mask fields, giving you full control of what information your contacts receive. For example, you can mask your phone number, in which case only the last 2 digits are visible. However, a user who receives a masked number can still dial that number. They just can't see it and therefore cannot share it with anyone else. You can also set the period and the frequency of access for each field. Now, this is the most powerful, unique, and compelling feature in Prophyles that finally allows you to take control of your personal information. And sure enough, if we visit the Prophyles summary page, we can see how some numbers are displayed like normal, but some are masked. This particular user can dial the number but cannot see the actual number, which means that he cannot give the number to someone else. Essentially, the owner of this profile is granting this user a license to call him under this account for this device or other linked devices. As an analogy, it is very similar to the authentication process in Microsoft 365, Teams, or Slack. The same thing goes for email addresses. But we go way beyond just hiding and masking fields in order to protect your personal information. On a regular basis, as consumers, we hand out our credit cards to many vendors. And there are some who are notorious for forcing you to be on their auto pay and make you go through hoops to make it impossible to cancel your subscription. Well, with Prophyles, you're no longer at their mercy. Let me show you. Well, here's the credit card, and here's a list of vendors who have your card. Well, from here, you can simply block any one of them from using your card and then authorize them again if you wish. Just like that. Of course, such capability implies that those vendors have Prophyles API. Here's another example of how you can easily distribute your personal information safely and retain total control. Well, Prophyles actually automatically builds several types of resumes from your profile, and you can design your own. Now, if you click on the job board icon, you can get this pop-up where you can choose to submit your resume to, or later revoke it if you want to. Similarly, if you click on the employer's icon, you get a pop-up showing where you can send your resume to and revoke if you want. Essentially, Prophyles is empowering you to grant or revoke access to your personal information. In other words, if these companies want you to subscribe to them for whatever service they're offering you, they need to subscribe to you to get your personal information that remains under your control. But that's not it. Check this out. I don't know about you, but I'm fed up with filling up forms. It's redundant, tedious, laborious, and so error-prone. Honestly, it's a bit archaic. Now, here's a loan application from Capital One. Instead of manually filling up the form, why can't you just click on an autofill button like this one? And voila! You're done. You can reset it, download the Prophyles app, and get more information on the autofill function. Now that's quite efficient and convenient for the applicant and for the bank. Now, let me show you another use case of how your personal information gets distributed under your control. If you're meeting new people in an online meeting for the first time, how do you connect with them? Well, with Prophyles, you can actually embed digital cards like here. And if you click on it, their card shows up. You can flip it like this, and then you can engage with them through their social media links, communicate with them through email, text, etc., and even provide your opinion about them in Prophyles by rating them, assigning them a badge, etc. And one more thing. Since the initial connection was done through Zoom, Prophyles will actually automatically record when and where the initial contact occurred, and then you can add your reasons for that connection for future reference. Now, here's one of my favorite functions in Prophyles, the ability to leverage your social network. Let me show you. Well, with Prophyles, you can actually capitalize on your personal or corporate social network by asking questions like, who knows who, and who knows what. In this example, we're looking for someone who knows Peter Jennings at NBC. Now look, Prophyles gives you several paths and points out the most effective path based on people you know. From here, you can easily network through your friends, family, and acquaintances to find the best way to get in contact with Peter Jennings or get a referral. Now, if you're someone who's looking for a plumber, you can tap into your personal social network, or if you're a corporate sales rep looking for a prospect, you can tap into your corporate social network. And both can tap into the global social network in order to put into practice the theory of the strength of the weak ties, forwarded by Mark Granovetter, professor of economic sociology at Stanford University. Without getting too deep into it, the strength of the weak ties proves that you have a much higher probability to get a good referral, say to find a job, from your weak ties, who have a totally different network than yours, compared to your strong ties, who tend to actually have the same network as you. Well, we put all of that into practice for you, so that you can truly leverage your social network. Now, there's a lot more we could cover, We can claim that we offer the richest comprehensive profile of people and organizations. If you take a look over here, you can see we have over 50 topics, well organized and detailed. Of course, with profiles, you can be as thorough or as shallow as you'd like. But we have sections for biographies, infographics of your profile, traits, skills, industries, associations, publications, education, interests, hobbies, pictures, videos, and even a personal diary and journal, with plenty of reports and statistics and almost anything you can think about. You can make your profile as rich but super organized, or as shallow as you would like it to be. We are here to serve your needs. Now let me summarize the main functions that you just saw. Cleansing your current address book. Connecting with virtual cards. Protecting your privacy. Building your comprehensive profile. Distributing your personal information. And leveraging your social network. So what are the benefits of profiles? Well, if there's one phrase that could summarize the entire value proposition of profiles, it would be, it's not about what you know, but who you know. However, with the advent of the web in general, and social media in particular, we must amend it by saying, it's not about what you know, or even who you know, but who you know well. Sure enough, with profiles, you are connected properly and fully at all times, gratified by an easy, fast, and complete connection, informed about your contacts, protected from any abuse of your privacy, and in control of your personal information. Now that's the end of our overview demo of profiles, but before you leave, let me answer a few frequently asked questions. Do I have to change my address book? No. If you wish, you can keep your current address book and just use profiles to cleanse it. However, initially, we will only be supporting the most popular address books, including Apple Contacts, iCloud, Gmail, Outlook, and Yahoo. Do I have to build my profile from scratch? Most likely not for the great majority of people. Based on our relationship with Melissa Data, we plan on pre-creating about 300 million profiles prior to launch. When you sign up, chances are that all you'll need to do is simply claim your profile. From that point on, we will continue to scrape, collect, aggregate, and grab whatever information we can find about you and store it in your profile, where you can claim it, edit it, correct it, complement it, and protect it. Are your APIs necessary to distribute my personal information? Yes. For example, the only way that autofill or the universal login would work is for the organization to embed the appropriate API within their website, apps, forms, etc. For example, if you distribute your resume to a job board, any update on your resume cannot be reflected if that job board does not have our API. On the other hand, no API is necessary to connect profiles, which means that your address book or CRM does not need any APIs to receive the automatic updates. Thank you for watching this overview demo of profiles. As I mentioned before, we have a number of other demo videos that you can watch on our website or on WeFunder, Fundable, YouTube, Vimeo, and other social media platforms. And if you like what you see, tell your friends about profiles. Why? Because this time, it's personal.
Thank you for letting me demo this overview of profiles to you. And thank you again for your interest in profiles.